Are you a young engineer or professional aiming to skyrocket your career and earn more money? Well, if so, you're in the right spot, because in today's video, we're diving into the 7 tips that can help propel your career to new heights. In this video, we're going to explain why you need to be reliable, uphold professionalism, master your skill set, create or become a part of the dream team, deliver excellence, communicate effectively, and build relationships that last. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Brandon from Peak Life, where my day job is an engineer. And in this channel, we journey together to design, build, and live our own peak life. Let's dive in. Starting off with tip number 1, be exceptionally reliable. If you want people to trust you, first you have to become trustworthy. And a great way to start this is to be reliable. When you set deadlines, meet or exceed them. Be early for meetings. Whenever your work hours start, be there ahead of time and ready to work as soon as the bell rings. And stay a couple minutes late so it doesn't look like you're just running out the second that the day's done. Develop a system to track all of your tasks and projects. This way you can go back and review and show your boss just how many things you actually got done. And it's great to regularly communicate your progress with your team and your boss. And if you need any help or if you're stuck, ask for that help ahead of time before the project gets off track. On to tip number 2, uphold professionalism. In any professional field, especially engineering, you need to come across as you know what you're doing and act professionally. Dress appropriately for your workplace. Treat everyone with respect and courtesy. Handle conflicts calmly and constructively. The way I like to think about conflicts is be the calm port in the storm. And continuously seek feedback and show your willingness to learn and improve. Tip number 3 is master your skill set. And I would say a lot of people neglect this early on in their career. When you're a young professional, you have to become the best at what you do as fast as possible. Early on, typically you're not a creator, but instead you're a doer of tasks. So those tasks have to be done better than anyone else in the organization. And when you become that person, you'll find yourself is irreplaceable, and people will start to notice and you'll quickly get promotions. To master your skill set, enroll in courses. Read as much as you can, whether they're physical books, audiobooks on the way to work, or listening to relevant podcasts. Always be consuming more information to grow your mindset. But the difference between how to increase your skill set and what most people do is actually implement those takeaways from the books. Actually use the skills that you learn in your courses in your day-to-day work. What I found when I was early on in my career is that I wasn't working just 40 hours a week. I would do my job and then I would go home and watch YouTube videos, and I would learn. I would get better at SolidWorks, at drafting, at doing engineering calculations. By putting in this extra time, I found I was able to get really good really fast, and it paid dividends. It's also great to work on a diversity of projects that require different skill sets and working with different people from different areas. This will broaden your experience and give you more perspective. And finally, it's super helpful to seek mentors that are more experienced in your field. Oftentimes people want to teach, so if you show a willingness to learn and actually do what they suggest, you can save years of trial and error learning from their hard-earned experience. Tip number 4, teamwork makes the dream work. You need to collaborate well in teams, and you can do this by listening more than you talk. Instead of always just giving your opinion, ask for others and listen to their feedback. When someone else is stuck, offer to help them. And vice versa, when you're stuck, ask for assistance as soon as you need it. And you can encourage a positive team environment by always expressing how well the team did, not how well you did. Care more about the team's results than you did, regardless of how much effort you put into that project. It should always be the team above the individual. And finally, when you're in teams, you need to communicate effectively, but also sometimes constructively. When you need to give negative feedback to someone else, come out of the place of you're trying to help them, because ultimately you are. Don't just criticize someone. Instead, take the time to show them one-on-one how you would help solve that. And on to tip number 5, deliver excellence. Here at Peak Life, we have a saying where we settle for excellence. Don't drop your bar of standards. Every project that you produce, every task that you complete should be done to the utmost of your ability. Before handing off your work, double check it for its accuracy and consistency. Always take initiative to go beyond the requirements, and often this means that you have to develop your skill set to become better. Embrace challenging tasks as an opportunity to showcase your skills and to become better. And finally, don't wait for just someone to tell you what to do. Regularly review your work and your workflow for ways to improve it, to become more efficient and more accurate. On to tip number 6, communicate effectively. Regardless of who you're talking to, practice jargon-free, clear, and concise communication. Don't use 5 words when 3 would have done. And don't use 3 words if you could have said the same thing in 1 word. Improve your presentation skills. You can do things like host more meetings, run the different team events, or even join a group like the Toastmasters. One thing that I find helpful is to seek feedback on your communication. After a team meeting or a project presentation, ask your manager or your boss for feedback of how you could have communicated better. And finally, always write clearly and concisely in any written emails. Practice getting better and better at this. Number 7 is to build and maintain networks and relationships. It's great to attend industry conferences, seminars, and workshops. It's helpful to get other people's perspective because when you're working in your job, oftentimes all you can see is the chaos of your particular workplace. And these seminars, workshops, and other industry conferences can give you a bigger picture of how someone else might solve that same problem. It's great to join professional organizations so that you're a part of something bigger than yourself. Connect with other professionals in the same industry on LinkedIn. This is something that I find valuable, and offer as much help as you can. If you see someone asking a question and you have insight, take the time to answer it. And through all of this, remember to be genuine. And if you say you're gonna do something like follow up after an event, make sure you do that. With all this stuff, the aim is to provide more value to others than they provide to you. So be helpful, be kind, and be interested. And if you're wanting to get better at this all, there's 3 books I recommend all young professionals to read. Number 1 is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is a must read for personal and professional effectiveness. Number 2, this is my most read book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This will enhance your communication and interpersonal skills. I recommend you reread this book at least once a year. And finally, book number 3 is Thinking Fast and Slow, and this is a must read for decision making and problem solving skills. With these 7 tips and the wisdom from those 3 must read books, you'll be on your way to advancing your career, having a more fulfilling day, and producing more value in this world, which will ultimately give you more money in your pocket. So I challenge you, apply these strategies, read these books, and watch your career skyrocket as a result. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. But before you go, I recommend you watch this video about the calm approach for mastering tough conversations. We'll see you in the next one.